Hey viewers, George here, and I am in such a fantastic mood right now because I'm here to do a first impression talking bit video on this game right here, Super Mario World 3D, or Super Mario 3D World, however you pronounce it, regardless of how it's said. It is a fantastic game. This is by far a must-own Wii U title. And I haven't said that about a lot of Wii U titles either, so, take that to heart. Super Mario 3D World is basically more or less a sequel to the 3D Land that was on the 3DS that came out some time ago. I can't remember how long ago that game came out. What's really cool about this game is not only does it take elements from 3D Land, but it also takes elements from all the other Mario games that have been on the consoles. You got the 4-player multiplayer, so you can have 4 different characters. This time, only one Toad. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, or Toad, or later in the game you can unlock Rosalina from the Galaxy games, which is really cool. So there's actually 5 characters, but there's 4 multiplayer. So that is really cool, and it's a lot of fun. Just having people over, playing through. It has a drop-in, drop-out, so, someone can just come in, play a level, and then they can go, and they don't even interrupt the game. You don't have to, go back to the main menu or anything like that, which is really fun. I always love when games do that, because it just makes gameplay a lot quicker. And, if you want someone to come in, bam, they can come in. It's really cool. Another really neat thing is, during the game, at any point, you can switch to any characters, which is always good, because that's another thing. If you want to say, if you want to play as Luigi and you're like, maybe I want to play as Peach now, or maybe I want to try Mario, or maybe I want to, fuck around and play as Toad. You can do that. That's also a really cool thing I really like. Another neat thing is you can move around on the map when you're going to your levels, which might not sound like a big thing, but it also allows for these little secrets here and there that you can find, which is always really cool. Okay, I should probably talk about the gameplay itself. I've spoken about all the other stuff. The gameplay is so fucking fun, which is good. It's a lot. If you played 3D Land, then you know what the gameplay is going to be like. It has a lot of the same power-ups. They've added a couple new ones. Of course, the big one's the cat suit. I must say, at first, I wasn't really digging the cat suit. I felt like it was a little bit of an OP suit, more or less. But later in the game, they do find ways for you to use that suit to its fullest, to try and get through levels really quickly and stuff like that. And you start finding that, yes, that suit at first feels a bit overpowered, but it's because the levels you're playing sort of make it feel overpowered, and compared to later levels where you'll find there are levels that are meant for the cat suit, or they're, if you use the cat suit in that level, it doesn't quite work that well compared to other levels. All the cat suit really does is it allows you to climb walls. It has a bit of an attack to it, and I think that's about it. Also, when you jump, you can do this diagonal dashing strike, which is actually pretty cool. The other one that's really neat is this cherry that clones you, essentially. So you're playing along, you collect the cherry, then there'll be 2 of your character, and then if you collect another cherry, there'll be 3, and they multiply, essentially. And that's really cool, and the game finds ways to, there's switches where you have to have so many clones on there, or you have to activate 2 switches at once, and it's really just a small power-up. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it's just really neat to see, these multiples of yourself on the screen. And trying to get through a level with all of them intact is sometimes one of the best challenges, especially in certain levels where it's easy to lose them really quickly. Beyond that, gameplay doesn't really differ too much. I haven't found places where it's you need another person to accomplish certain goals. Throughout the game, there's these 3 green stars that you can collect. And of course you want to collect the green stars because there are certain levels where you need so many of them to unlock it. There are these stamps that you collect that you can use in the Miiverse messages, so after you've completed a level, like the other Super Mario games that are on the Wii U, you can put a message on the Miiverse, and what's really cool is you can use the stamps that you collect to make the drawn messages look a little more interesting, which is a lot of fun, especially when you start combining them together to create like really weird things. You just have a lot of fun with it. I really like that they've integrated more to the Miiverse than just simply saying, "Hey, I beat this level." It's more like, "Hey, I have a stamp to show that I beat this level," and I can use it to make funny little pictures, of Mario tickling a bad guy in his cat suit. Yes, I saw that message. Levels themselves, I mean, if you've played any Mario games, especially like the 3D Land, like I said, you sort of know what the levels are going to be. You got a couple scrolling levels, you got ones where you got these various platforms that, if you step on one side, it goes that way and whatnot. A lot of really neat things, and the levels feel really fun to play at, whether it's just by yourself or even with other people. My only problem with the multiplayer, this could just easily be me, because I'm fucking weird like this, but there are times where it just gets a little hectic on screen, especially with a couple of more people. I found even with 2 people, I sort of found myself fucking up a lot of times because there's just so much happening on screen. But once again, this just could be a me thing, and might not even have anything to do with the actual game aesthetic. So, take it as you will. Nevertheless, this is such a fantastic game. There's so much to it. There's a lot of levels. There's, a lot of things to do in it. There's a lot of little challenges. It utilizes Miiverse in an interesting way. It's an overly good game. I highly recommend this game. And I would probably, dare I say it, this game would compete for a top 10 of the best games of the year? Maybe? Just overall, it's a very fun game. If you have a Wii U, you should definitely get this. This is one of the best Wii U titles out there so far. I've actually no problem saying this is probably one of the best Wii U titles to date. And that's actually saying a lot, too. Because you had the Wind Waker HD, there's the Game & Wario, other Wii U titles are Pikmin 3 and whatnot. And they're all really good titles, but this one just is so much fun. I keep coming back to playing it no matter what. I've continuously played it. I had a hard time putting it down to actually do the first impression itself because I was just having so much fun. It's one of those games where it's just like, one more level sort of thing. And that's really good. That's the kind of game I've been, waiting for, especially in a Mario game because, like I said, although Super Mario Wii U was good, it just wasn't that great of a game. I mean, I played through it, but eventually I stopped playing it because I just didn't really get that. I wasn't too invested into it. I just didn't have the desire to continue playing it. Whereas with 3D World, I fell in love with it. Much like 3D Land, actually, I fucking love that game a lot. So there you go, 3D World. Definitely grab it. And until next time, keep on gaming.